Good afternoon, or I guess I should say good morning. You are now watching the Cannon County Chamber Connection, and this is the January edition of that. And we welcome you here, and we hope you had a happy new year, and you got to do whatever you were wanting to do. I was a real party pooper. I was asleep by 9 o'clock, so I missed the countdown to it. But we want to thank DTC, of course, who has been making this show possible for us for, oh golly, I guess 3 or 4 years now that we've been doing this. Doesn't seem like that. You've seen me since I was a mere child. The Chamber is hoping that the new year will bring more tourism to the county, more events, which it's not that we don't have a lot of events during the year. We do, but we always wish for more. And these events are due not just to the Chamber. They are put on by a lot of different organizations and clubs within the county. And of course, we will help with that at any time. The Art Center is one of our big draws for the county, and we're always proud to represent them. You know, we also hope for it to be a profitable year for our businesses and everything. And a lot of times there's a lot of change in businesses, and a lot of businesses are short-lived. But one of the things that we're running into right now is our businesses are needing employees. And I don't know if that's, I mean, if you live right here in town or in Cannon County and you need a job, you can get a job. And you don't have to leave the county to get it. And one of the people that is a guest here today is Mr. Chris Anderson, and he is with Crane Interiors, who is now I guess, I don't want to know if they purchased you, G&T Industries.
Yeah, they did.
And Chris is going to talk to us a little bit about the company because he is one of those that is needing employees.
Yeah, Crane Interiors, I mean, we've been in Cannon County for over 30 years. We've always feel like we've been a good community sponsor of everything that goes on in the county. January of 2018, G&T Industries, who is based out of Byron Center, Michigan, bought us. And what that has brought to us, our employees are making about 20% more than they were before. And the big part that's the biggest benefit to what we're doing is G&T Industries is an employee-owned company. So all of us, we have right at 200 employees. So all of us are, along with the other G&T employees, are all owners of the company. We now have quarterly profit sharing. So every quarter, we actually call it Two Check Thursday. It's coming up soon in January for the fourth quarter. So all of the employees within the company will actually get 2 checks on that day. And then again, with being an employee-owned company, we also get shares of the company based on the profits of the company. And then our health insurance is actually much more affordable than it was before. Just as a personal note, I'm actually now using our insurance, and I did not use it before. I used my wife's insurance. So we have free life insurance, free disability insurance, 10 paid holidays, which is 4 more than we had before. We now have the ability to get up to 5 weeks of vacation, which we did not have before. And every employee within the company, I would say 70% of the employees now have at least a week, another week of vacation than they had before. Some have 2 weeks more than they had before. So yes, we're hiring. People always ask me, are you hiring? I was like, well, we're always hiring because I have a lot of business out there that I can get if I can prove to our owners, my boss, the president, CEO of the company, that we can find the people. Then we can turn that pipeline on and get more sales into the business. And they're actually wanting to build onto our plant, build us a cafeteria, build on about 20,000 more square feet to grow the company even more. We're currently 1 shift. We'll be looking at 2nd shift at some time, but right now every person we hire starts on 1st shift. And we are an air-conditioned company in the summertime, so you don't have to worry about working in a hot plant. So,
what are some of the jobs that you have available doing What type of work?
The biggest thing we do is the jobs that we have available are upholstery. So a person would have a staple gun in their hand all day, taking a cover, a vinyl cover that we sew, hand sew, and then you're wrapping around a piece of foam and plastic and stapling it to the bottom to create the upholstery. Right now, I've got about 8 positions open in upholstery. The other positions, I'm in pretty good shape, but again, I'm trying to get those positions and hire even more people to cut the overtime back, because we're working a lot of overtime, and then start actually people training in our training center, our sewing training center. We have a sewing training center where we train people to sew from scratch. I mean, if they've never sewn, we can train you, we can teach you. If you're getting upholstery, so well, I've never done that before. Well, we can train you. We have people that train you how to do the upholstery. So once I get enough people established to take care of the sales we have now, then I want to start training additional people, as I call it, turn the spigot on for the new business to be able to grow the company. Because the more we grow, the sales grow, it's more profit for all the employees. And it legitimately, I've seen it firsthand, the profits, all get put back to the employees.
Now, you correct me if I'm wrong, but a couple of years ago, Crane purchased their building, right?
Correct.
It was leased from the county.
Correct. Through the county.
But now
Industrial
you
Board.
own your
Yes.
own.
Yeah, we own the building we've owned it about 3 years. And then when G&T bought us, they bought all the assets of Crane Interiors. And so the former owners of Crane Interiors that moved the company here in the late 80s is no longer involved whatsoever.
Okay.
So
Now, if someone needed to apply,
you can come to 200 Alexander Drive here in Woodbury, apply in person. You can get on our website, www.crane-interiors.com. There's a recruiting video out there in English, and then there's a Spanish version. It will also give you a link to fill out an application online through G&T Industries. You can get on G&T Industries website, gtindustries.com, and see the benefits. And then you can, again, call us and we can schedule a time for you to come in, fill out an application, and we don't turn many people away.
well, I'll tell you what, this company-owned kind of interests me. You don't see a lot of that anymore.
Well, 100% employee owned is very rare, and from what I've been told, I think there's 1,800 in the entire country. There's some that are 50% employee owned. Some companies are like Jasper Engines and Transmissions in Jasper, Indiana. They're 100% employee owned. So it's a very rare opportunity in this area to be able to work for a company where you literally are an owner of the company.
And every quarter they get a
Profit sharing check, right.
along with their other.
And since they started that, I think it's been almost 10 straight years, or I believe that's what they told me of there's always been a profit to share.
Oh, well, that's great.
So it's not like we do it sometimes and sometimes there's not a profit, but there's a good run right now to where there's been a profit there to share.
What is your turnover rate, Chris?
It has been about 80%. When I took over 11 years ago running Crane, it was 200%.
Oh,
So it's better than it was. We're now with the benefits package, the people that we've had established that were working for us before G&T bought us, for the most part, they're all still there. The issue we're having is the new people coming in, turning over the same positions. We're not hiring, temporary positions. We're hiring permanent positions. So the intent is when a person comes in, you work for us the rest of your life. Not enough to get a paycheck.
you're owned by the company.
Not enough to get a paycheck and not see you for a week.
Yeah.
But to be there and be a part of the company. We have a fund committee now, so we're doing activities every month, decorating the plant for July 4th, Christmas. So
All right.
I mean, we're having, tacos one week, and then we're doing, doing Spanish
Spaghetti.
Heritage, Mexican Heritage Month this month, and different months, and so we've always got something going on to try to keep the employees engaged.
All right.
So, but yeah, come
Well,
on
I
down.
like decorating.
I don't, but other people do. How about that?
No, I think that is something that's extra. I would look at something like that if I were working for a company.
Right, and you got to look at it. If you're driving to Murfreesboro, wherever, you got to take the gas, or the wear and tear, the extra time. And we're here. I mean, if you've got a job now, and I know we got a lot of advertising out there that says $11 to $16 an hour, but if you've got a good work history, I don't have to start you at $11. I have the ability to start you at higher. May not be making what you're making now, but I have the ability to start you at higher because you have a good work history. And you say, well, I've never done upholstery, I've never done sewing, I've never ran a CNC cutting machine. that doesn't matter. If you've got a good work history, I'm looking for people with good work history that I know you're going to be there when you're supposed to be there. And with our benefit package, we don't look for employees, we look for co-owners. Because when I hire somebody, we're looking for somebody that you're going to be sharing profits with,
Take pride in your work.
sharing the benefits with. So we don't look at it as employees, we look at it as co-owners.
Oh, okay.
So
Associates.
associates, yeah. The Walmart brand, associates.
Well, all right. You can be a greeter at Walmart and you'll
Yeah.
be an associate, won't you?
Exactly.
No, I think when they've done those where you check yourself out, I'm not a big fan of that because I thought you're doing away with somebody's job.
Yeah. It's frustrating too. I don't have patience, so I go too fast.
Well, it probably wouldn't work for me. That's usually how that goes. So, well, Chris, is there anything else you'd like to tell us today? I know you've had an ad in the paper for some time.
Yes. We've had an ad in the paper. DTC has been really good with their Channel 3. We've got our recruiting videos on running twice a day, 3 times a day, for about another 2 weeks or so, I think. And then we're sponsoring the basketball games. We sponsored the Christmas parade, trying to get the word out there. People are I keep hearing rumors of people saying, well, we understand your benefits are great. And we're trying to get our pay up, but we have to do that what the market will bear.
Right.
And we're trying to get the pay up based upon, customer increases that we can get through. Because if we can get to the point where we can solve the turnover issue, be established, I mean, Crane Interiors in 10 years could be 3 times the size it is now, easily. So that's what all our goals are, is to continue to expand, and GNT is 100% behind us in doing that. But we have to prove that we can find the people consistently and
That will
and grow.
stay past a paycheck.
I can build on a plant, I can build a cafeteria, I can buy machinery, I can buy sewing machines, but you got to find the people first.
Yeah.
So it's not build it and they will come. It's hopefully they come and then we'll
Then
build,
you're gonna
then
build
we'll
it.
So that's the plan right now. So
Well, there you go, everybody. I don't think you're alone in this.
no, we're not.
I think if our fast food industry are needing help, the library is needing help. There's lots of places to go with a lot of different skill levels that you can get into. It's not just you have to have a college degree for this or that. There are different skill levels and different pay. Then you've got to look at the benefit
Correct.
of your working right here at home.
And our
You know,
benefit
you don't-
package is generally about 50 to 60% of what your base pay is.
Right.
This is pretty remarkable. When you take
Listen,
you take
benefits-
our most expensive insurance is about $70 a week for health, and that's as many kids as you have. If you got, in my case, I got my 2 boys on there. My wife's not on there, but you could have 10 kids on there, and it's still $70 a week, which is phenomenal for health care.
You have to look at that as part of your pay, you do.
And
Because benefits and insurance is so important, and it's going to be more important as time goes on.
Our motto is, owners take care of owners. So we're all co-owners. We don't want somebody struggling with health insurance. We want to be able to make sure we all have the best health insurance. It's expensive to do it that way because we're paying about 81% of the cost of the health care. But again, we're all owners of the company. It's less profit you get on the back end, but it helps us all to sleep better and to know you got good health insurance.
Hey,
So
it scares me, the people out there that don't have health insurance. I mean, really. If you can have a simple procedure, and you may have to take a second mortgage on your house to
Right.
pay for that if you don't have insurance.
a little bit of detail on the health insurance. We have a $5,000 deductible, but after the first 1,000, GNT pays the next 4,000.
Oh, okay.
So your out of pocket is normally $6,600 per person, but when you take out the 4,000 that we pay for the
Then it's $1,000,
it's
a little
it's
over
$2,600 is
Yeah.
out of pocket. So if you have a major surgery, the most you're going to be out of pocket is $2,600, which is
And that
pretty
may
good
sound
compared-
like a lot, but
It can be a lot more.
$2,600,
This is not-
you can have a mole removed and it's over that.
So I mean it's very good insurance. Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah.
So of Tennessee, not Michigan, but Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. So it's very good insurance.
Well, I'm proud of you, Chris. I think those are good benefits. I do.
Very good. Very
I
good.
am, and I hope things improve, and I hope people do start thinking about you. And who knows, you may have some people come here from other counties.
We do. We have as many people from Warren County actually work for us from Warren County as we do Canyon County. So
Really?
we really advertise heavy in Warren County and Canyon County. So
Well, you know, we're right in the middle of Smithville, DeKalb, Manchester and McMinnville, so yeah, why not?
yeah,
And who knows, maybe some people from Murfreesboro might even drift this way.
right. You might like enough to stay, right?
That's right. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and I will say, Crane has always been a member of the chamber, so we're proud to have them as that, and any way we can help them, we'll be glad to,
We've
because
also
I
joined
think
the
they're a
Tennessee
good
Chamber
company.
also recently. The Tennessee Chamber of Commerce, we recently
Yeah,
got
they're a
into that
little
also.
bit higher than we are,
Yeah, a
aren't
little
they?
bit. But because of the opportunity through the local, though, is why we got the opportunity to join that.
Oh,
and
okay.
And they have a lot of training that we're starting to send our supervisors to, and so it's been very beneficial.
Okay, well, that works.
It works good. Works well.
I don't know how much I could train anybody, especially about sewing, but I can send you to somebody who can.
Knowing your resources, right?
That's right. All right, well, we thank you for coming on today
Very
and
welcome.
talking to us.
Appreciate you
and
having me.
If things, well, if you need to come back on again,
Okay. Probably
let
will.
me know. That'll work. It sure will.
All right.
So you can go.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Carol. Appreciate it.
Okay, and I have Lindsay here with me, and of course, y'all have seen Lindsay before. She is Everything Art Center.
That's right.
And we starting in a new year.
Yes, brand new season. We have lots of new events coming up. We have new art shows just coming up. I mean, we've got a lot going on. There's always something going on at the Art Center. We stay really busy.
And you know, one thing before we get started on this is it's not too late to buy season tickets, is it?
Absolutely not. We haven't started. Our first show starts in February. So if you want to get those season tickets in, it is a really great deal. We have 6 shows in our season, and a season ticket is $60. So you average that out, it's $10 a show. And our average adult price is $15 to come see a show, and even our senior price is $13. So
Yeah.
you're getting a discount even from those senior prices, and you get a priority seating pass. So you can go in and kind of find your seat first and choose your favorite. So
Hey, and they don't put on a bad show. They don't. I mean, I don't go to all of them, but I hear about all of them. And I have gone to some, and mainly the concerts. I love the concerts they have. Now, the season ticket does not include the concerts.
that's correct. And the reason we do that is because we have agreements with the bands and the performers that come in individually at the concert. So your money from your ticket is going to that performer and to that group. So that's the reason why we don't include it in our season ticket prices, is because you're helping to support that artist, just so everybody understands that.
Right.
That's why it's not included, but we have some really great shows coming up. The very next one we have coming up is Hank and My Honky Tonk Heroes, and that is a tribute to Hank Williams, and it stars Jason Petty, which several people have seen on stage here before. Really great concert. We still have some seats available for that. Oh, look, she's got all of our paperwork right here. So,
I come prepared. Girl.
yes, absolutely. Hank and the Honky Tonk Heroes, that's January the 19th and 20th. Like I said, still tickets available. You can give us a call, or you can go online and get those tickets online. Whatever you would like to do, but it's going to be a really great show.
And that one usually sells out, too, doesn't
Absolutely,
it?
yes. Get your tickets early if you can. Like, call quickly, because they sell very, very quickly. But yes, that's our next concert that we have coming up. Right after Hank and the Honky Tonk Heroes, in February, is our first show of the 2019 season. It is Singin' in the Rain, a classic, all of your favorite songs, a little bit of tap dancing, and that is going to be a great show as well. And we may be making it rain on
I was going to
stage.
say, I want to see how you make it rain.
We are. It's gonna rain on stage, everybody. So just come and see the waterworks anyway.
They amaze me at how they changed the set for, and I mean, these aren't just little sets. They build big sets for a small area.
We do. It's all part of the theater magic, if you will. We try to
Okay.
yes, immerse your audience in the world of the show.
All right.
what I
Well,
like
it
to do.
works. It does. It does work.
So we do have Singing in the Rain. Singing in the Rain runs February the 8th through the 23rd. So that's 3 weekends in February that you have to come see Singing in the Rain. And that's included in your season ticket. So if you would like to get a season ticket, Singing in the Rain is included in that show as well. That show is
That's a really good deal.
I really think so.
$60 is a great deal.
for the whole year. That's
And-
we have our last show doesn't close until the end of November, so that is 6 shows throughout the entire year. Just to give you an idea of some of the shows that are coming up. So, Singing in the Rain is in February. The Nerd is a play. It's hysterical. It's a hilarious comedy that runs March the 29th through April the 13th. Then We Will Rock You. If you have any Queen fans out there, this We Will Rock You is a play with all Queen music. And it is going to be a lot of fun. So that's July the 12th through the 27th. Then I know there are some fans out there that would love to see Mamma Mia. So that one's so popular. Got people dancing in the aisles most of the time. So that's August the 16th through the 31st. So Mamma Mia, and this summer, then, and this one's really neat, in September, we're doing Clue the musical. So anybody that's played the Clue board game, that's what this show is based on. And it's gonna be really neat. You're gonna have all your favorite Professor Plum and Mrs. White and, you know, in the kitchen with
A knife.
with a knife.
Or a rope.
Right, exactly. That's what this play is all about, and it involves a little bit of audience participation, which means that the audience kind of gets to play along like the board game, which is cool. And we use a deck of cards from the card game. So the beginning of every show, we have an audience member that will pull the cards, and they'll be at random. So the show changes every time you see it.
Oh,
it's just
okay.
like the board game, which will be really interesting. So that runs September the 20th through October the 5th. And then, of course, November, we're bringing Christmas a little bit early this year. So November the 8th through the 23rd, we're doing A Christmas Story, which is the movie that everybody knows. It runs on TV every Christmas, about the boy in the bunny suit and the kid that gets his tongue stuck to a
No, Lindsay, it's the leg lamp.
Yes, the leg lamp. Yes. All of that is included, and we've made it a musical. So that is November the 8th through the 23rd. Don't miss that as well. And all of those, every single one of those, are included in the season tickets.
That one will be fun. I do remember at the senior center, I sat at a table for their gala, and the theme was Christmas movies or stories. And I did a table with a leg lamp because I have that leg lamp.
There you go. I think everybody should have a leg lamp. don't
Well,
you?
it's the small one, but my kids gave it to my husband one year for Christmas. And my daughter said, "Mom, you're not going to leave that upstairs, are you?" I says, "I certainly am," for a while. And then I took it to the basement. But when they came up with this, I thought, hey, I can do a
That's
table
perfect.
with this.
That's perfect, absolutely.
What are some of the concerts that are coming up this year, too?
Okay, so Hank and the Honky Tonk Heroes, like I said, that's January the 19th and 20th. Then we have in May, the Piano Men, which is May the 18th and the 19th. It's the music of Billy Joel and Elton John. Very talented artists. If you love that era of music, come out and join us for that. Then in June, the 7th and the 8th, and I'm really excited about this one, Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
That sounds like my kind.
Yes. So if anybody came to see Million Dollar Quartet, and that was not last year, but I think the year before, Million Dollar Quartet was Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash. Those same performers are coming back to do a concert for us. They did have a concert last year, but they're coming back to do a concert for us again. It's all that 50s era music, all the oldies that you love. We're very excited about that, and they're going to be doing it for 2 nights. Last year they only had a concert on 1 night, so this time they've got 2 dates for you because we sold out so quickly last year, and we kept getting calls and kept having to turn people away. So this year you've got 2 opportunities to see that. Then in June we have the English Rain, and that is all the music of the Beatles, and that is June the 22nd and the 23rd. Definitely going to be a great show. October the 12th and 13th, we have the Country Music Storytellers, and that is an all-new show starring Jason Petty, the same guy that's going to be doing Hank in the Honky Tonk Heroes. And then December the 20th through the 22nd, we have Jingle Rattle and Roll, which is the same guys from Shake, Rattle, and Roll. They got creative with their names.
Only this time they're going to jingle a little bit.
They're going to jingle a little bit, a holiday concert, and so that should be a lot of fun as well. You can get tickets for all of these shows on our website. They're all available right now. So if you want to get a head start on stuff coming up in the summer and fall, definitely head to our website. All that stuff is there. And
Do you have any more kids? I know you finished up with one in, December?
December, we did Madagascar. It was such a fun show. We saw lots of schools and lots of students come to see those shows. And our next kids show that we have coming up is in March. It's March the 5th through the 16th, and we're doing Aladdin Jr.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
Disney show. It's got a lot of your favorite songs and some new ones, some new songs in there too. But it is a great show to bring kids to. It's part of our school matinee series that we do. And our school matinee series are children's shows. We do 3 of those a year. And we have them available for schools in the local area, local and surrounding areas, to come on field trips to see the shows. We usually pack the theater twice a day with these schools, so we bust them all in. The theater is full of kids, and it's so fun. But we have 2 public performances for Aladdin, so bring your grandkids, bring your nieces and nephews, or if you have kids, bring them. It is March the 9th and March 16th. And those are afternoon matinees. The show will last about an hour and 15 minutes, so it's great for short attention spans. And they'll get to see some of your favorite Disney characters.
All right.
So yeah, that's fun too. And then I have a couple other just Art Center announcements. So if you're interested in being on stage yourself, and I know that there are some people out there that think, I might be good at that, but haven't tried it. We have auditions coming up for The Nerd, the play that's opening in March. And so if you think, hey, maybe I could be on stage.
Maybe I could be a nerd.
Maybe. That is part of the show. But if you think maybe you are a performer at heart, you can come on February the 3rd and 4th. And just come in, we'll have you read from the script and just act a little bit for us. So come and audition for The Nerd on February the 3rd and the 4th. And then, of course, at the Art Center, we have gallery shows, and we have 2 brand new shows that just went up. And this one here, we are in the Cannon Hall right now. These paintings that you see behind us, that is Oliver Langston, and those are his paintings, and the room is full of them.
And they are really colorful.
They're colorful, gorgeous paintings. Be sure to come by and check those out. It's free to the public. Any of the hours that are normal business hours that we are open, anybody can come in and just take a look around. So we have Oliver Langston's painting display in the hall. We have Jordan Gwaltney and Justina Koskowska. I hope I didn't butcher that. Koskowska. So they are both their work is going to be on display in the Burger Gallery, which doubles as our lobby area. So that's going to be some pottery and some pastel art.
Oh,
so
good.
it's going to be a really artistic beginning of 2019.
And we have a great gift shop. They have a great gift shop.
I do
They
have an announcement about the gift shop too. Our gift shop, we are running a little bit of a sale for the whole month of January. The Art Center is going to be paying all the taxes on the gift shop merchandise, which means you don't have to pay it. So nothing in the gift shop, we will not charge you for tax on anything in the gift shop. So if you want some after Christmas shopping, come take a look, because we've got some great jewelry, pottery, woodwork, all kinds of stuff.
Unique items. They're kind of, well, you may get a set of something that looks
Maybe.
the same,
Yeah.
but probably not.
It's all handmade
Yes,
by
it
local
is.
artists, and there's not anything else out there like it.
No?
It's one of a kind stuff, which is really neat. And I forgot to mention about the gallery opening. There's going to be a gallery opening reception that is on January the 19th at 6 o'clock. So if you just want to come mingle around, meet the artists and things like that, come by on the 19th at 6 o'clock and enjoy the art.
All right.
There you go, all things Art Center.
Well, that's right. And that's, you know, these are kind of slow months, January through March. Not a lot going on in the way of events, mainly because of the weather, I guess. But the Art Center is inside.
Yes, that's
Now, of course, I've got to say, in September, they'll have their White Oaks Craft Fair.
Yes.
And that will be outside and inside, I guess.
Yes, the 30th annual White Oak Craft Fair this year, and that is September 14th and 15th. Go ahead and put it on your calendars. September 14th and 15th. It's going to be
Draws a
great.
huge crowd. They're set up outside where they're permitting, and all in the back and very pretty. And you have an addition to the Art Center, or you've just about got an addition, don't you?
Almost finished. We have added a classroom onto our building. So if you've driven by the Art Center and seen construction going on, that's what's happening. So we are adding on 2 practice rooms. People can go and practice. I think one of them is going to be a private lessons studio. And then we have a big open area. It's going to be a mirrored studio looking area for our rehearsals, for our classrooms, for our summer conservatory, which I'm sure I'll be back to talk about. It's part of our education program here, the summer conservatory for the kids. So we're going to be able to use it for that. I mean, it's going to be wonderful.
When you say private music lessons,
Yes.
is that piano and voice and?
It is. We do have somebody that teaches private lessons. I'm not sure what her schedule is like. You can go online and get her contact information. But I know that she does have students that she teaches privately that can coaching on acting, singing, piano, all of that. So
Brittany can do that.
yes, Brittany, that's her name, Brittany Goodwin.
All right. Well, I think I've just drained your mind, Lindy,
that's a
of
lot to talk
everything that we have in there. And that was a whole lot, and we thank you for coming in. And like I say, the Art Center, I can't say enough about it as far as for being part of the scene for Cannon County, because they bring a lot of people into Cannon County.
Well, even if you're like, I'm not really sure what that place is, I've driven past it several
Oh,
times.
I get that every week.
Me
I
too.
have people come in every week tell me that.
Just come in and take a look around. We'll be happy to show you around and just give you a little bit of information about what we do. So
And the reason I know that is my office is here. They gave me my own corner in
you
there,
go.
so. All right, Lindsay, thank you.
Thank you.
We have another guest, and I went ahead and brought in her because you were a little bit late, Lacey. We have Lacey Buchanan with us, and she is a representative for CASA.
Yes.
Am I saying that right?
Yes,
Or
just
okay?
like home in Spanish, yes.
Okay.
Yes, and it
There
stands
you are.
for Court-Appointed Special Advocates.
Okay, and you tell us a little bit about what you're needing.
Yeah, well, so I'm here to share about our volunteer recruitment that's going on currently. The program is a Friend of the Court, and basically what the program does is it trains volunteers who advocate for abused and neglected children in our community. And so it is an opportunity, a wonderful opportunity for local Cannon County residents to really impact the children, the youth of this county. And we will have a training coming up in March that we are now recruiting volunteers for. And so that is my goal today, is to spread the word about the training so that we can get volunteers in and ready to go and ready to start advocating.
Now, what type of credentials do you have to be a sponsor, if any?
Yes, so I know you heard me say court, and so you may be thinking attorney. A lot of people know that I'm an attorney here locally. You do not have to be an attorney, and you do not have to have ever worked in the court system. The CASA program will take you from knowing nothing about the court system and train you on what you do and how to do it well, and how to advocate. The basic requirements are what anybody would expect. You will have to pass a background check, and you will need a high school education, and things like that, and you will need to be willing. We need people who are willing to commit to helping these children and who just have a heart for children, who really want to reach into a time that could be really devastating for these kids.
Tell them a little bit about, you would actually be going into the home, right?
Yes. So when the juvenile judge decides that a child needs a CASA advocate, she will appoint you once you've gone through all the training. And there's a lot of training that you go through that so that you feel comfortable with what you're doing. We want you to feel comfortable before you start doing it. And the judge would appoint a CASA volunteer, which could be you. And you will meet the child and you will get to know them. A lot of the children, probably most of them, will be in foster care. So you'll visit with them, you'll find out about how school's going, you'll find out about how the foster care is going, and you'll just really get to learn about the intricacies of their life. And the reason for that is because you will get a chance to go into the court and tell the judge through a written response what the best interest of the child is. And there will be lots of guidance from us, from the CASA program, on this and how to do it. And the purpose is because our court system, our juvenile court system, and it's not a Cannon County an issue isolated to Cannon County. It's all over. The juvenile court systems all over are burdened down, which is a sad thing. That means that there's a lot of children going through this court system, and that's really unfortunate. And they get so bogged down that the DCS workers are struggling with visiting once every 2 months. Guardian ad litems are struggling to visit once per child. And so the CASA advocate gives the child just another advocate who works with the guardian ad litems, who works with DCS, who works with the family and with the judge and with the attorneys, who really, their sole purpose is to get to know that child and get to know what the best interest will be. So should that child stay in foster care? Is that child ready to go back home to their family? Those are determinations that you can help to make, and that you're not the one deciding. The judge is still the one who decides, but you get to give the judge a really clear picture of what's going on in that child's life and what you think needs to happen next. And what happens when you do that, there are CASA programs all over the United States, and studies are showing that CASA programs reduce children's time in foster care and outside of permanent placement. And so they're just in this devastating situation less. For a shorter period of time, and they're less likely to come back into it when they have a CASA advocate.
What situations are you implying to? I mean, what are typically the situations that these children would be dealing with?
Sure. So we only deal with children who are dependents of abuse and neglect, and that is sort of a legal term, but you can kind of glean what that means. Generally, the parents have been, I don't want to say accused, but they've probably been accused of
have issues with certain
abuse or neglect in some way, and so the children are either in foster care, or we can also appoint CASA volunteers for children who are at risk of going into foster care. Maybe there's an investigation going on, and DCS is looking like they're going to remove the child, and the judge can decide, I want to get this CASA volunteer in here now before they get removed so that we can start getting the information back to the court. And that's why they're called a friend of the court, because that's what they're doing, is being a liaison really between the child and the court, because especially with small children, they don't know how to advocate for themselves. And sometimes they don't even know what is in their best interest when they're really small.
They want to protect.
They do.
The parent.
My 5-year-old would eat chocolate all day long and rot all of his teeth out if I would let him, because they don't know what's best for them. And so, but with that,
I know grown-ups that would do that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really an opportunity for you to go into a situation that's really difficult for children, and just carry some of the burden for them. And it's not a beautiful work. It's going to be heavy. There's going to be hard things that you deal with. But what I encourage people with is that you will be taking some of that heaviness off of that child and carrying it for just a little while. And that will change a child's life forever. So we are starting our training in March. It's going to start just the first week of March. We're going to hit it hard. We're going to hit it heavy. And so I am looking for volunteers to start the training. training. And if you're not ready to commit just yet, just by watching this, I would love to speak with you more. I would love to have the opportunity to sit down and have coffee with you, or just even a phone chat. I know how busy everybody is, and just explain to you a little bit more the ins and outs, the day-to-day. I know that there are probably a lot of questions that people want to get answered before they commit. And so that's what I'm trying to do right now, is answer questions, get the word out, and just let people know that the training is happening so that we can have people ready to go very soon to help these children. Yeah. And so contact information for me, our email is CASA, C-A-S-A, canonco@gmail.com. You can always reach me there. We're on Facebook. I update on Facebook about events that we're doing, and speaking engagements, and things like that. And I would also love and come to speak. I would love to be able to speak at your program if you have a life group at your church, or a women's ministry that is looking for volunteer opportunities. Or I heard there used to be like a widows group here in Cannon County that I don't think is happening anymore. But things like that. If you have people who might be interested in just volunteering and reaching out to the community as a group, I would love to come and share more about CASA with your group and have just a one-on-one chat, where you guys can ask questions and learn more and see if it's something that you could really get into.
You talked about this being a heavy burden that you would be helping. Yes, it would. I mean, I would probably go home totally depressed, thinking that I couldn't do this. But then on the other hand, if it works out good for this child, it might be a very uplifting volunteer work that you would do, because, like you say, the children really can't speak for themselves
Right.
when they're little. They don't really know.
Right.
I mean, they know what the situation is they're living in, but they're probably, children kind of uphold for abusing parents.
They do.
They do.
They love their parents no matter what.
Yeah.
They will. And, and that's just part of what you deal with.
Kind of like having a puppy or dog. They love you unconditionally.
That's right.
It doesn't matter.
That's right. Yeah. And the wonderful thing, I can brag on our juvenile court. Our juvenile court does wonderful things for the children here. And we have hardworking DCS workers and hardworking attorneys and guardian ad litems, and everybody, everybody does so much for the children in this community. And this will be just one more opportunity to really make the outcome as good as it can be.
It's kind of a shame, like you say, that you have to have so many people because you have so many of these issues.
Right. Yep. The need for this program comes from the fact that there are children who are abused and neglected, and that's really unfortunate. And there's research that shows how that impacts children into their adulthood and for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
And
it does.
so we want to stop it before it causes any more damage, and we want to get them on the right track, and we want to get them in safe homes, and we want to get them in situations where they're not going to still be impacted by it
Right.
into adulthood. And that's our goal, and that's why we do what we do, and that's why we sort of carry some of the heavy work for these children, because it's too heavy for them. They should be playing and being children. They shouldn't be carrying such a heavy burden. And so as adults, we're volunteering to carry that load for them, and I think it's a very noble cause.
And these children range from babies to teenagers, right?
Well, yes. So children will typically be in the CASA program. They'll be birth up until 18, and then occasionally there will be children who do the extension of foster care and things like that. And they may not need a CASA worker by that time. It just really depends on the situation, but it'll be kids of all ages. So it won't just be tiny babies, and it won't just be the cute little toddlers. It could be teenagers as well, and it just gives you a chance to be
Teenagers
be
where they're not cute anymore.
Well, teenagers, I think you really get a chance to impact, when they're
Yeah,
really
you do.
listening and learning
You
about
do.
life. They're trying to figure out how to be an adult,
Yeah.
and you can be such an awesome influence to them, and to show them that the world, there's a bright side, and that the world can turn around for them, and that they can go out and do great things.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do. I'm not fighting what you're doing, I'll just tell you.
No, we appreciate all your help. You've been wonderful.
Okay, is there anything else now when is your meeting in March?
The trainings are going to start the first week of March. I have not scheduled them exactly yet because I'm trying to wait and see what's going to work best for our volunteers, but we will be hitting it hard in the first week of March.
Do you know where you would be doing these?
Yes, so we have an office at the old health department, and there is a conference room there that we will be using. So it's right next to the courthouse. It's conveniently located, and we will, I will try to make it as fun as possible and try to make you guys really feel confident and comfortable with something that probably seems like it would be a little bit overwhelming.
I'll give you a hint. I've always said have food and a door prize, and they will come.
Yes, I will have food as often as possible. But I'm a foodie myself, so I'm not going to be opposed to food. So. Yeah, and again, if anybody wants to contact me, reach out. The email is CASA, C-A-S-A, canonco@gmail.com. And again, you can find us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is CASA of Cannon County, Tennessee. So the Facebook page is active. You can reach me either place. And I'd be happy to talk with you more.
And if that all fails, give me a call at the chamber and I'll connect you with
There you go.
Lacey.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Lacey.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate
if
it.
we'll wait a little while and maybe have you back and see how things are going.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you. Okay, as I said, we do have months where things are a little calm. I didn't have a show in December, mainly because I was sick 2 weeks of that time, and I still have the leftover cough, and I sound like I should be on a TB ward, but I'm really not. It's just a cough that won't go away. I don't feel that bad, but anyway, that was why we didn't do a Christmas show, because I did watch the show last week, Monday, when it was on, and I was talking about turkeys and everything, so we just didn't do one in December. But I would like to bring attention to some of the things that, I've always said that Cannon County is a great volunteer community. It is. A lot of people and organizations and great churches that get involved in so many things to help so many aspects of Cannon County, whether it be the elderly or the young or whatever. Well, one thing that I thought was great was the Lions Club, which is so beneficial to Cannon County. They do so many things, and they put on all of the events on the 1st of December, as far as the parade, the tour of homes, and Pancakes with Santa. And that all went very well, except on the parade, the weather, they kept hollering rain and wind and hail and snow and I don't know what all. So I think it scared people as far as for bringing out their entries. So our parade was rather short this year, which usually it isn't. But the rain and the weather held off just long enough to have that parade. I think it started sprinkling right as we were ending up. But the one thing the Lions Club did the whole month of December, they worked in partnership with the Dollar Market in Woodbury. And we do have a food bank here. And I think sometimes we get so carried away with the holidays and feeding people at the holidays, we don't realize these people have to eat the rest of the year too. So our food bank was low on food. And the Dollar Market and the Lions Club, and especially Mr. Bill McQuarrie, because I think he chaired this program, they set up every Saturday down at the Dollar Market and collected food for the food bank. And the Dollar Market, as you checked out, they asked you if you wanted to donate a can of food. If you did, then you purchased it and they put it in a separate box, which came out to us. But I just want to give you the totals, because some of the days that they were out there collecting food, it was so cold. I thought somebody needs to donate a heater or a fire or something, because I know they were freezing to death. But they collected 2,347 pounds of food. Now that's how the food bank has to report it. when they have donations is by the poundage. But what that evened out to was 2,005 items. Now that's a lot of food, and it helped a lot of people, and it all went to the food bank in Cannon County. And I just wanted to thank everybody, not just the people in the Lions Club that worked in that event, or the Dollar Market, which was great to work with us on that and allow us to sit up outside. And it was probably one of the easiest fundraising things I ever did, because people just give. You don't have to go out and holler popcorn, peanuts, Cracker Jacks, or nothing. They just come out and they give. And I thought that was so great, but I wanted to also thank all of the people that gave to that project too, because it all went to a good cause, and that was the food bank. Every bit of it went to them. And the people who gave cash donations, what was done with that is we went in and purchased food with it to go in the boxes. So thank you, Cannon County, and whoever else. There were some people that weren't from Cannon County that gave to that. But I just wanted to give the Dollar Market and also the Lions Club a thanks, and the people that donated to that, because that's a lot of food, and it did help our food bank quite a bit. Okay, January 17th, the Chamber of Commerce banquet will be held at the Art Center, and it will be from 6 until 8 p.m. We will have food, and we give you a 60-second commercial. Now, if you go over a little of 60 seconds, then we have a person with a hook that just jerks you off the stage. So sometimes it's interesting, because we have some people that just can't finish up in 60 seconds, but that's okay. We're kind of lenient. But if you would like to attend this, it's $15 a person, and you can call the chamber at 615-563-2222. And if you'd like to come, that's fine. You don't have to be a chamber member to come. We invite anyone that would just like to see what the chamber does. You won't see everything, but you'll have some idea. But give me a call as soon as possible if you plan on coming to this event, because we will have food, and I've got to let the caterer know who's going to be there. January 17th, the Red Cross Blood Drive, sponsored by the Woodbury Lions Club, will be held at the Lions Club building on Lehman Street from 12 until 6. And of course, anyone donating blood knows they're giving the gift of life right there. So they always need blood. January 19th and 20th is Hank and My Honky Tonk Heroes, and that's featuring Jason Petty. And that will be a concert at the Art Center. Showtime is 7:30 on Saturday and 2 o'clock on Sunday. And you better get your tickets right now for that. So you can call the Art Center at 615-563-2787 and reserve your spot. January 25th is Trivia Night at the Senior Center. And this is for teams of 6 people at a table. So, you know, if you're picking your team, get some smart people that have good memories. They have a lot of fun with this. They really do. It is a fundraiser for the Senior Center, and it's $10 per person, and that includes a soup supper, and I think they have refreshments and snacks too. But call the Senior Center at 615-563-5304 if you would like to be a part of that. They have a lot of fun with this, so there you are. That's something for you to do in January. January 19th, the Cannon County Walking Horse Association will hold their yearly meeting, which includes a potluck supper, which begins at 6 p.m., and the meeting, which begins at 7, and then they will have a live auction, and they have a great item this year that will go up for auction, and it was made by a local lady, and it is memorabilia of all of the rides, the T-shirts and everything from the walking horse and from that association for the rides down through the years, and she made a quilt out of it. So you have your chance to bid on that. Also, there's a great book out there that was put together by the association, and it's called The Ride, and it goes back to the beginning of time. I think the ride started in 1940 something, and it's still going on, and that book will be available too. February 8th through the 23rd, Singing in the Rain will be at the Art Center. That even sounds great, and I can hardly wait to see the rain. January through March, slow months, but starting in March, things start to open up. And of course, we're still planning on having our cruise-ins the fourth Saturday of every month, and that will be starting in April, because we still have some cool weather. And that will be at the courthouse from 4 until 7 p.m. So call me at the Art Center if you have any questions about the cruise-ins. And of course, our car show will be later in the year in September. And I've got to say, I'm glad you chose to watch the DTC taping of the Cannon County Chamber Connection. And we want you to stay tuned because there'll be more things coming up. And we will see you next month.